Hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, first we'll start with an update. This is going to be covering a multitude of things. Mostly it's going to be concerning, well, okay. Here's the event. Here's the event for the weekend, so Conqueror's back. The servers are still pretty bad once you're in there. There's a lot of rubber banding, there's a lot of desync, of course, per usual, when this match comes around, because it doesn't get turned on that frequently, so they don't use the servers very much. So somebody had to kick it a couple more extra times this time around for it to function at all. So be thankful for that. But make light of it. I would suggest, obviously, just trying some different builds if you wouldn't normally, and if things go bottoms up and things are really desynced, just hey, bounce and then requeue, and then see if you get any better chance with that, because that's just what this mode is for. There's no leaderboard, there's no harm, no foul in it, really. Honestly, just do what you want with it, and that's what I suggest. Take the edge off, don't take it too seriously. A lot of those are pretty much a mess. You can just laugh it off and just move on with it, right? So that's the nice thing about Conqueror mode, I have to admit, when it comes to the PvP. It would be nice, however, and this is the segue into the main topic of everything going to be discussed here from further on. Things that need, improved upon yet again. Things that they said they improved upon but did not. And I'll give an example of that. One of those things, it's regarding PvP, but also with terror rifts and things of that sort, and vitality gear. Now, granted, I could just be joining the cacophony of voices, of course, that have, graced the Diablo Immortal subreddit for the past years, of course, on certain topics, as we all know, and talk until we're blue in the face over these kind of topics, and say, well, it would be nice if this would get fixed. It would be nice if this would get fixed. Yes, and honestly, that's kind of where we're at here yet again with a lot of the things. The only way that's, let's be real, is going to get any of this adjusted is if we get a hold of anybody over at NetEase. So for those of you that speak fluent Mandarin, be my guest, please, and pass these notes along. That's pretty much the long and short of it, honestly. So we're being right straight off the cuff here with the less stuff this time around. Let's start with familiars. Familiars need a kick in the ass. They need a kick in the ass again, right? They need to be a little faster on their pickups. We have far outpaced them yet again. There's so many forms of content in the game that we have to basically backtrack more often than not, of course, for them to pick up anything anymore, it seems, because we pull them towards us because we have gone off so far away from them in such a short amount of time that they can't keep up with us anymore, and then they don't even pick up anything at that point. So there needs to be an adjustment, tweaking of the familiar pickup speed yet again. If anything, increase their radius pickup if possible. That would be good too. So that's the first thing I wanted to say about that. Again, it's one of those, hopefully that would happen. Hopefully somebody would listen to this, but not gonna hold our breaths to that, right? We know the score, but again, this is just for, straight off the cuff and shooting the breeze here about these sort of topics. But I do believe that we're pretty much all in agreement on that. Vitality gear. Vitality gear is yet still, I swear something happened to the netcode, and I made this discussion, or I made this, there's already a discussion ongoing in the official Diablo Immortal Discord, that is. But leaning further into it, let me just show you for instances here. I have a lot of pieces, obviously, a lot of green arrows, but a lot of them are vitality gear, and I refuse. And also, the ones with the green arrows only have like one affix most times. This is a good one. I got lucky finally and got one recently. I was shocked and appalled that I finally got one that was fortitude, willpower, intelligence. So I'm happy about that one. But as you can see here, the usual standard fare, vitality. Okay, that one's good. That was good. Okay, there's another one. That was a rare one. Find that I'd said about 95% of our drops seem to be vitality stat in our pieces, especially, well, the triple rolls especially is what I'm getting at. These ones here, of course, the 2 stats are okay, but yeah, vitality on a lot of these pieces, vitality, things of that nature, vitality, and 1 magic affix, that's trash. Anyway, no matter what way you look at it. Let's go back to the stash here. I know I got more sitting in here. Vitality, vitality, vitality. There's 1. Vitality, vitality, vitality. We're seeing a pattern. And then also the worst part about it too, going even further into that, is a lot of our set pieces even are dropping with vitality in them, and it's making a mess of things. Now, most of my set pieces I have scrapped out. Well, there's a few that I've kept. But you get the idea, you get the picture. I'm sure a lot of you out there have also experienced this as well. So I'm just touching on that subject. It seemed to happen a couple patches back. It feels that way anyway. It got really, really bad. I noticed it way back, not the last Immortal Reign, I don't think, but maybe the previous one, or maybe it was the last one that we were in. The Sunday that would come about, I think I've already discussed this too. I don't remember. But in the Immortal Vault that we get to select a piece of gear from, or 2, or however many, depending on your Immortal score for the week, you can pick a piece of legendary gear out of the vault to vote on and try and grab. And a lot of the pieces in there, if not honestly all of them, were vitality triple rolls. Every single triple roll that was available all had vitality in it and things of that sort. And plus, they weren't all that. The combat rating was even less and not that great. So it's I kind of showed its signs then. But anyway, I'm just throwing these things out here. Again, overall discussion here about certain things that have noticed, certain trends that have happened for quite some time now that need to be made. The developers need to be made aware of certain things of this nature, and we're trying to do what we can, especially now with the official Diablo Immortal Discord. Who knows how much they're going to do with that? I was really, hoping that now that the official one was open, and then they did open a couple areas in there for us to have these said discussions. However, more often than not, they end up just being just that, discussions, and then that's where it dies. That's the problem, and things need to be taken a little bit more further than that, and certain things do need to be passed along. That would be on the part of, well, the moderators and, of course, the community managers on that side, on the Discord, and so on and so forth. And, well, we know their track record as well, so take it for what we will. Certain things do make it through, but then a lot of things just get left by the wayside, which is unfortunate. But anyway, moving on. Another thing, terror rifts. Terror rifts are still they added the party find option. It's subpar at best. Now, mind you, I should have prefaced this video also by saying this is pretty much a more or less a one-man podcast again, just kind of, I don't want to say venting, but putting out some of the things that need attention brought to them yet again. This right here, the Terror Rift Party Finder that was added, thought was going to be a win, right? And now if you go and create a post, look at this. It doesn't even do it anymore. It used to, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Now I have to slide down if I want to say, hey, Terror Rift, where is it now? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so then I do this, and then I hit create. That's how that works. It should be right away. It should be a little bit more automatic. We can do like pretty much every other activity in the game that way, where you just click on it and you say party find, click go. Maybe it should be another button down around here somewhere else, and have it do automatic. It'll post it in the chat, and then you're off to the races. But no, this is very, very, very poorly, and for the most part, we are still going to the various chats, because when you do the party finder in this one, it only posts it in it only posts it in the one chat. Actually, it posts it in your warband, and then I think it posts it in Shadows, or it'll post it in Immortals, depending on which faction you're in at the time. But that's it. It doesn't do like multiple channels like towers, your clan, any of that stuff. It just does those 2 channels only when you go and post it for Party Finder. And I've done these multiple times now in attempts. And I've been on joining parties, I've done posting for parties, and it's just better to still do it and call it out in chat and be like, look, looking for party for Terra Rift, two-time runs, that kind of thing, so on and so forth. It just works out better. And on a side note, Terra Rift proper etiquette, please. Know what you're signing up for when you join the party. Be courteous to everybody for that. And stay as long as you can, obviously, for the duration that was agreed upon by the group going in. It makes it all the more better for everybody, because we use the Terra Rifts, of course, for party gems. And more often than not anymore, especially in my case, I've been using them as the 3-day catch-up mechanic because, well, there hasn't really been any more reason to be in the game. More often than that, every 3 days or so to play around with the catch-up mechanics and make the most of it. So a little side note, little side tangent on that one, but needless to say, the Terra Rift change that they had made was okay, but it still, again, could have been better. All right. Another change. If you're hanging in with me, I hope you are, because like I said, I'm trying not to be too downtrodden about this stuff, but at the same time, certain things are like glaringly apparent. And it needs to things still need to be tweaked. Things still need to be tweaked. They started the process with a lot of these things, and we've seen slight improvements, but yet it's like, well, you can turn the dial a little bit more, I think, right? And we should be able to get a little further. Like case in point here. On the defender side that we were up against, we were on attack. This matchup, I'll show you. I'll have to jump around on this one. But they had 5 Necros. And way back, well, not way back, but the most recent patch notes, the devs are all like, oh, hey, we fixed class distribution. Thanks to you guys for bringing that to our attention. Yatta. Now, again, not trying to harp on the thing, but here we go. This is from the last patch. Well, not the last patch notes. The Halloween patch notes is honestly forgettable so far. I'll save that for this upcoming Monday to go over that one if they add anything to it, which I hope they do, because I haven't bothered to do it because other people have already too, for that matter. But I mean, there wasn't much to speak of, in all honesty. The Halloween whatever for this month, the patch it's minuscule, and it's stuff that we've already had from before. So I'm waiting to see if there's any more meat to the sandwich, perhaps, that we might be getting for this upcoming patch notes, hopefully. So that's just going to be a wait and see. But anyway, getting back around this one, this was the last update that we had, and this is what they said in so many words. But we've heard your feedback. Fairness isn't just numbers on a sheet, it's also about team structure. Well, yeah, about that, mind you. I'm sure I'm not the only one here that has experienced this. Well, obviously I wasn't, because I was in this team just the same, and it made for a bad overall time. Seeing as how there was 5 Necros to this team here that we were up against, and it's nothing but a Wraith Carousel and summon aimbot spam and dot plague. So I mean, that's pretty much what to be expected here. Didn't expect us to make it that much further. Let me go and speed things along and just kind of show the wall of absolute garbage that was right outside, of course, the bottleneck point, which is the hardest to get out of on this ancient map that we've been running for over 3+ years. So yeah, it's nothing but a wall of, well, yeah, this is it. This is spam Immortal and everything that entails it. This is also where things have gotten horrifically out of sync and out of place, and there does need to be, look at that, that's reaching all the way across, hitting that other player across the entire room. That stuff tracks you that far. Yeah, so needless to say, that was the experience in that match. I'll just go ahead and hold that there. It is what it is. I mean, it happens to all of us at one point or another, but the problem that there is what that lies is that it still happens like that. It still is continuing on. No matter what they may try and tell us, we'd like to see that actually transition properly and not be just a bunch of BS. So that is another ongoing issue that, again, I wanted to at least touch on in this instance of all the things discussed here. But however, not to end on sour grapes note here, mind you, not everything's all downtrodden. One thing they did get absolutely right here, and I would like to see this branch out further. Let's start with the vault. The vault with the refresh of Savior and Gladiator. As soon as you get done with that activity, it refreshes. That should carry over to Battlegrounds as well, just the same. Now, granted, a lot of people are in queues for far long enough trying to get matchups. So usually, especially with the Gladiator cheat death, the 3 minute, or was it 3 minutes still, or is it 4? I can't keep track anymore. But either way, that timer usually falls off most times. Not all the time though. And especially if you have it proc right at the end of a match. I would definitely like to see the vault, the things that they did there, transition, even not just with PvP. Say like when you're doing raid content or something, and that happens to proc when you're in one of those, maybe one of the gauntlets per se. I'd like to see, well, after you've complete the activity, that is, I'd like to see that when you leave and go back to town, have that refresh. You know, it should be possible. If they've done it with Vault, they should be able to do it in the other areas as well. But also the other, take it for what you will. Like I said, this is another plus right here is, of course, this one, as simple as it may seem. All you have to do is stand next to somebody that has the blessing and you can sense them. Can you sense them? And you will get the blessing just by standing next to them, or you can get the blessing yourself. Oh, in this case, I got one, so I'm going to try to pass them out here. The timetable has been greatly reduced on this as well, and it makes it all the more better in so many levels. This used to be about 9 minutes, and now we're down to like 3.5, if that, sometimes. So it's glorious to get all 4 of these in and out. You're done. You can move on. I'm trying to find somebody else here and spamming the key. I think I got most of everybody that I could, maybe. Oh, there's one. There we go. That should be the 4th one that I have available to give. 4-4. Beautiful. And even so, I might have run out. If somebody else happens to join in here before the time expires to the next blessing, they can still get near me and sense the blessing and get it then. So, but anyway, didn't want to make it too downtrodden, like I said, but I mean, there are certain things that do need to be addressed again, and we'll try to make, the way, oh, I got it again, any way possible to, spread this as far as we can go, but of course, I am not in the partner program, so I don't have any further reach. Just sense me, you can get it. I think somebody else is sensing off of somebody else. But yeah, I like to try to, spread the word as much as I can from however that I can, but that only goes so far. And like I said, I don't speak fluent Mandarin for the NetEase developers, what they have left on their skeleton crew over there working on the project. It would be nice to get a little bit more rapport, a little bit more of a rapport with them, so that there is this disparity that Blizzard has created with the disparity between global and NetEase Chinese servers. That should have never been. It was a thing for the longest time since the inception. And there we go. I'm getting my last blessing already, and just like that, I'm done. I sensed it. I sensed the last blessing, and there we go. Now, some people save this stuff, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab it. And that's it. In and out. So beautiful. I wanted to get that in there as the last thing. It just so happened to coincide with the timing of the video. Done. Good on that. Oh, and of course, I already showed this in a previous video, but one other thing is the party gem finder being added into the codex. Like I said, it only took them 3 years to do this. I did a shorts video on this as well. But yeah, that's a definite another plus. It's the little things that do add up, and good or bad. So if you let too many little things bad pile up, you have now turned a anthill into a mountain. And that's pretty much the long and short of it as to where we are at with certain things in the game that still need to be addressed to this day. If we get them, that's great, honestly. And there have been a couple, like I said, and we've seen them here and there along the way. And those of us who have been in it since day one are very much happy to see such things like this. We'd like to see that ball continue to roll. The fact that they opened a public Discord, official public Discord on Blizzard's end, how, over 3+ years in, which that was an interesting choice. I don't know what else to think about it, honestly. It means that they're still making attempts with everything on fire over at Blizzard with Microsoft and everything and Activision and all that kind of stuff that they have going on internally. That's saying something as well, I guess. So, people are fighting battles in every which way you want to take it. Again, starting to ramble on here. Hope you hang in at the end. I'm just going to wrap things up before I go off into too many of those tangents. If you don't already know, I suppose look them up. I could go into far, far deeper topics on this as well and dig deeper, of course. It's all over the interwebs, so there it is. The information's out there. It just depends on how far you're willing to look and how far you're willing to go for it. But anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the road and fire. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about all things discussed here. Like I said, I didn't mean to be all completely sour grapes. I did want to just kind of shoot the breeze here a little bit with certain of these topics while we're in this. We're more or less in maintenance mode in certain things. However, they are still giving us content of sort, whether big or small, every couple of weeks still. 3 years in to a mobile pay-to-win game. So, that is still worth mentioning that they are still doing stuff. And as long as it still obviously performs over in China and the servers over there for the NetEase side, the main side of things for them, that is all that really, I think, honestly matters to keep the ball rolling. And they just, pulled back on their resources is all, and this is what we've come to expect. So, be that as it may, like I said, one last time, that is where we're at with things, and this is why things are the way they are. I did see a post on the subreddit as well about, these YouTubers talking about, the game's dead, and there's no content, and blah, blah. It's like, stop. And then I'm glad to see some chimed in saying, who are you listening to? No, I only heard like maybe 1 or 2 people say that, and that's their usual MO. That's all they do anyway, and so on and so forth. So it's not what I'm trying to say here. Don't get it twisted. I'm just, pointing out certain things that need to be addressed a little bit more in depth. And again, we'd like to have a little bit more direct rapport with the developers. And as far as we go on global side, the Diablo Immortal official Discord is about as close as we're going to get now. And the fact, again, that they've released it 3 years after the game has been out is interesting in itself. But at least there's still another outlet for that to try to make some kind of more proper headway. It is what it is. And then, of course, there are other games out there. If you need to put this one down, take a break from it, have at it, right? There's nothing stopping you. That's the point of games. You play them until you get, bored or tired of it, and then you move on to something else, or you come back and so on and so forth. That's the cycle of games. That's the cycle of gaming. Speaking of which, of course, Battlefield topic. Battlefield, what is it, 6 now, I think, is out. So have fun for those of you that are, out there playing that. Of course, I can't because my PC's holding on with bubblegum and duct tape at this point. So anyway, but there's that. Again, rambling on, wrapping things up. Again, this has been a one-man podcast of various things here. Let me know what you think. Let me know about all things discussed here. If you have any form of interest in this, I would like to obviously try to attempt streaming yet again. But like I said, my computer is holding on for dear life and functioning on a day-to-day basis. And I'm pushing it as much as I can. And things need to be done differently. And I'm desperately in need of an upgrade. But bills are first and foremost. And that's barely enough. So anyway. Until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world fire as always. Take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. It is all we can do. It is the best we can do for sure. Believe me on that. Every day. Until next time, See ya.